Hello and welcome to Play It Loud. I'm Braeden, and with me today is...
That's me, Cara Jeffrey, Braden's big sister.
Yes, and today we're playing Jill of the Jungle Loud. This is a game that we played a lot when we were kids, and so we thought for our first game doing this together we might go back to one of the classics.
This is one of the first games we had on our computer, wasn't it?
I think so. I can't remember... I can't remember if this was...
You're acting exactly like the demo, do you realise?
Yeah, well... I can't remember if this was on the computer when we got it or if we got this on a disc later, but...
It was pretty early on.
Pretty early on, yeah. Actually, it probably was on the computer because I can't remember ever having to learn a DOS prompt from it. Oh,
You keep falling.
I keep falling. I'm out of practice.
Yeah. Newton would look to you as... I don't know what he'd look to you as. I just saw apples and you're falling, and so I thought of Newton.
This game is very Newtonian.
Yes.
Get the epic symbol.
Does the Jill symbol do anything?
Well, if you've transformed, it turns you back, but there's no way to transform in this level, so it's a bit pointless.
Is there really no way to transform, or have we just not found it?
Why
is she eating used fruit? Like...
I think you're not meant to think too deeply about that.
Okay, but they've always got it. Why do they have to have a bite taken out of them? Like...
So they're clearly apples and not just round red dots?
But they've got stalks. Like
yeah, I'll give you that. Someone has roamed the jungle.
Eating apples and then making them float in the air.
Well, not even eating the whole apple.
No, just taking a bite out of each one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's got to, I guess. Level 2, journeying into the forest. The names of these levels are not the most creative thing you'll ever see.
No, they pretty much, do what it says on the can.
Remember to save your game by pressing S. That's right, you can save your game. As you can see, I've saved my game pretty thoroughly in previous playthroughs of this.
I was just telling Braden last night,
Oh.
It's amazing how sort of, sexually seductive a few little pixels can be. When she's climbing up vines, it does things to me, I have to say.
I have to say it doesn't... Ooh. It doesn't do a lot for me, but maybe I've been spoiled by newer games.
Ow!
I hate those ants.
Yeah, when we were camping last weekend... Oh, not you and me, obviously.
Yeah.
When I was camping last weekend, there were ants almost that size.
Well...
If only I'd had a knife to throw at them.
Ooh!
But, it was in the toilet and I didn't think to bring a knife with me.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
I've got to say, if ever you were going to try and turn me on to the idea of camping, you've given up the ghost there.
I just thought that was a lost cause.
It is. I've got to say, camping...
Ah! Sorry, viewers. That was probably really loud.
Camping has never been my thing, I've got to say. And I don't intend to start now.
I hate these cave... What are the caves in the forest? It's a pretty bleak forest, isn't it? There's hardly any trees.
A lot of ants, though.
Yeah. I'd say the most memorable thing from forests, though, tend to be trees, not ants. So, it's interesting that they've chosen this focal point. Is this one of those things that you shouldn't think too deeply about again?
Perhaps. I mean, let's face it, the game calls itself Jill of the Jungle, but, I mean, the actual jungling in it is pretty minimal.
Let's just chuck some vines in.
Yeah, really. That's all there is to it. The second game is Jill Goes Underground, and it looks just like the jungle with a lot more caves.
It's interesting as well, because
and purple mushrooms.
Vines actually grow from the ground, so what's the dealio?
1991 or 2, and they were trying to make a game, and they, again, probably thought you won't think too much about it.
Yeah.
Not going to get hit by this ant. Yes! We get a key, and we go to the jungle map. So just to talk quickly about the game, actually, before we get stuck too far into the actual gameplay of it. This is Jill of the Jungle, and it was one of the first games by Epic Mega Games and Tim Sweeney, who would later go on to create the Unreal Engine. Going into the hut. This was one of my favourite levels when we were kids because it's got 3 levels in it. And when I was a kid, when I was a kid, that just seemed so cool and out there.
Sneaky, sneaky.
If you're really determined, you can actually off the snake here.
I used to hate it when your knife just decided to give up.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're too far away, fuck it.
The in-game help does refer to using the knife as an art. And I wouldn't disagree. Oh, I should finish the snake off now that we've gotten this far with it. And you... But yeah...
What does it take?
Quite a lot of hits. One more hit, it'll get it. But
Just because it doesn't give you any indication that, like, you know...
It's getting smaller.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's down to one, if it ever comes back.
Oh, it is too! It's like a little worm now.
Yeah, down to one piece of snake.
Sweet.
You just go down the elevator. Lots of points in it, if points are what you're after. And let's face it, in this game, there's little else to go for. There's one of those torches...
It's the sheer joy, Braeden.
There is the sheer joy. And that's what I like about games, the fun and the joy and the... all that jazz. That was going to be a much more noble sentiment.
I was going to say, it started out sounding like it was going to be deep, and then it just sort of lost its thread.
That's a common... You're going to discover if you're going to do this with me that kind of thing happens a lot. My first memory of this game actually is from before we got a computer. In the shop where we bought our computer, it was running on one of the demonstration machines. What?
Oh, I thought that thing was going to drop on you.
No, it drops when we open up level 5,
Oh, okay.
so you can't go back to level 4.
Right. Ghosts. Because you
Yeah.
always find ghosts in huts.
Well, you know.
Whee!
Oh, I thought I was standing a bit further to the right. Jill, for its, nice fluid... Oh, I totally didn't get hit by that crap. For its nice fluid appearance, Jill is actually very strongly on a grid, and you can even pause her in a running animation like that, because it's all snapping to grid. So yeah, you've got to be very conscious of where you're standing, because there's no grey area in any of it. Level 5, the third level in the hut, and there you go, it's closed now.
Right.
But you can, when the help file says, using the knife as an art. Oh,
that got confusing.
I got hit by 2 things then. You can make the knife do all sorts of things because it will come back to you, but it will. The apple gives you health, but I just lost the health the apple gave me.
Oh, just run.
It's getting pretty pathetic. I always did love this level, but it always did give me trouble.
There's only so much you can do in green lycra. Like,
You think it's lycra?
yes.
I don't know.
Anything
I guess-
that hugs your body like that tends to be lycra.
I guess I just always assumed that Jill was set somewhere pre-lycra.
You reckon? Well, no, but okay. Well, she's made some amazing fabric advances in the jungle. Like,
Well, I mean, I guess I say, she's set somewhere pre-lycra, but she's got some technology.
red knives
Red knives.
with blue handles. I don't remember that in smelting class.
Throwing knives and spinning blades.
Throwing knives have been around for quite a while, but sorry, we should
Skulls
pause for the skull
I love the skull. It
with
absolutely
ruby eyes.
does nothing.
It
It is just there to make you go, ooh.
Sits there to taunt you.
Yeah. But you finished the level, so I mean, what's it taunting you about?
Maybe it's congratulating you.
Congratulations, here's a skull.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's a bit rockabilly. I don't know.
Alright, this is level 6, the castle, which when we were kids, I seem to remember us always skipping because it seemed impossible.
Is it?
No, it's really not. Now that I can do it really easily.
Tricky.
But
It even says tricky.
it does say tricky because this jump is tricky.
Oh,
You've got to get yourself on that platform.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I get that like that on the first go, but the last time I played this game,
Do you get stuck if you don't?
you don't get stuck, but you have to do it over and over and over.
Okay.
The last time I played this game was when I did the review for the blog. I reviewed the whole Jill trilogy. And that time I completely messed it up and I spent about 20 goes trying to get that jump.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the sound effects in this because they are so random. Some stuff just makes some really odd sounds. Why the keys go, yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Well, it's a pretty yeah moment, like when you get keys.
Yes. It's worth noting that that was actually one of the big innovations of this game. Was the sound. This was one of the earliest examples of digitized speech in a shareware game. One of the first VGA shareware games. The graphics of this game are absolutely beautiful for their time.
Yeah. Boy, are they beautiful.
They do things to Cara. But 256 glorious colours.
So I have to say, the close-up picture of Jill that appears, like, in the left-hand... That picture, yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't do as much for me. It's just her climbing. I could watch her climb for a while.
Radio. No, I think that... Well,
like, maybe I love her from a distance. I don't want to see her close up.
Right.
Oh, we got a spiky thing.
This is
Chinese throwing stuff.
This is
They didn't have those in the jungle either.
No. This is one of my all-time favourite levels, actually, and in anything ever, because I think this is the point at which the game really sort of spreads its wings and stops being sort of this generic platformer and starts showing what's unique about it. Because in this level, you get the extra jumping power for the first time where it means anything. What are those things? I've never been able to work it out.
Well, I don't think... I mean, they're just... I think they're silver cutting discs that obviously go up and down vines. I don't think you... This is you thinking too much about things.
No, but I mean, like...
Well, what are the firebirds?
Phoenixes.
They are not phoenixes.
They're totally phoenixes. There's a level where you are one of them called the Phoenix Maze.
Whatever.
I always thought they were phoenixes.
I never thought that they were phoenixes, but if that's the case, then maybe they are, but... She just looks like she needs a toilet break when you do that.
See, now we've got the extra jumping power, we can go up here, and the game's about to tell me to save again.
Because shit's gonna get real.
It is gonna get real.
I mean, well...
Not that real, but
so
still.
You see disembodied eyes in stone.
That follow you around. Now,
For no apparent reason.
For no apparent reason. It tells you to go up, but if you've played the game before, you'll know that you should go down. And here we have a lot of the indeterminate firebirds.
Look, if they're phoenixes, I'm happy to admit I might be wrong.
Ooh!
I was wrong about something else today. I can't remember what it was, but it was wrong.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, stranger things have happened. Cara has been wrong. So this is this is the other bit where the game really changes, because for the first time in the game, yes,
She's going, hurry the fuck up. Seriously.
Hey, your shoes
Oh my god.
Tim.
Braeden, get your act together.
Well, I'm just explaining that we're about to transform. And now we're a phoenix. And when we are in phoenix form, when Jill is in phoenix form, she can shoot these curly rings of fire, which perhaps mercifully the phoenix enemies in the game cannot. The spikes are very annoying, but actually surprisingly hard to get hit by because they tend to drop pretty early, with the sound of breaking glass for some reason. Here it goes.
Maybe they're glass icicles. Glassicles.
And I also love that when you kill a lot of the enemies, there's a drum beat. Okay, so we're going to...
Spike just doesn't want to fall.
No, it doesn't. It's got me nervous. We're going to go up here, and we're not going to hit the Jill sign, because if we fly up here, we see level 1. And this was a bit in level 1 that we couldn't get to before. But now we can. I like that about this game. A lot of the levels have these little interconnected bits. And it just makes you feel like you're exploring one big world rather than a lot of separate levels. Get our second gem, and we're done. Okay. So we've now got all the 3 gems, and we've finished the first part of the game. There's 3 parts to this game.
So you think it's a world before Lycra, but we've obviously got lighting for these diamondy things that are on the walls.
And actually, now that I think about it, we've got elevators.
We've got elevators, yes.
So you know...
Hydraulics have been, sorted out.
There's a lot going on.
I think Lycra's a fairly safe bet.
Alright, we've got the 3 crystals. We've finished this part of the game. So we're going to leave it there for this one. And we'll be back with part 2, in which we will be going deep into the dungeon.
Woohoo! I mean,
Try and contain your excitement.